If you've been following along, you know that I've been managing and dealing with my midlife crisis, which I do a lot in the outdoors, a lot of thinking, a lot of open heart feeling, using my senses to process emotions that I'd never let myself feel before. I'm also using nature to process my childhood trauma, a lot of polytrauma that I experienced too, that I didn't really know was bothering me. And so it's important to process those things. And you can do these things indoors. You can do this with a psychotherapist, which I've also been doing. But for me, getting outside in nature and developing a relationship in particular with nature has been so helpful, because it allows me to center my mind and my body, but also allows me to embody my emotions. And to embody your emotions is to process your emotions. So you can name your emotions. I feel angry. I feel frustrated. Then accept that emotion. And then sit in that emotion. I like to sit in the emotion outdoors, because it helps me with the next process, which is to somehow extract the emotion out of your body through some movement. And you know what's great about nature is that it meets you where you're at. And nature, these trees, these leaves, the wind in the air, it's meeting me where I'm at. There's no judgment. There's no correct way. And I can just be my authentic me. I can be the weirdo that used to talk to rocks. And I still feel like, you know, they have a community. Rocks have a community. Anyway, so that's the weird part of me, I think. But I can accept those parts of me because nature meets me where I'm at. And the thing that I'm working through and processing today is partially my physiotherapy for my knee. This is my longest walk that I've taken since I've had physiotherapy, since I had surgery in August, in late August. You hear that? Somebody's cutting down the trees, and initially I felt like, this is just an aside, initially I got the emotion of, why are you cutting down the trees? It's so sad. And not nice, but of course it's part of forest management, and I appreciate the people who manage the forests around here so that they can be accessible and useful to people like me, who need days like this, out in the cold and out in the leaves. So the way that I am developing my relationship with nature today is thanking it for being here for me and allowing me to have some sort of fitness in nature in a healthy way. So I'm just going for a walk. It's my longest walk since I had surgery in August. It's my longest walk outdoors, so I'm very excited about that. If I want to touch on something else, this is kind of an update video. I wanted to also touch on something that I'm working on with my psychologist, which is my identity. And when you experience childhood trauma in the way that I did, I put up a facade that I didn't even realize. I'm 47 years old, and I'm just realizing that I put up a facade of acceptance and doing things to be validated, doing things that I thought other people would see me as somebody worthy of being a person. And that was always my motivation, is to succeed and to do great things. But I never took the time, and I never realized that I should take the time to understand what's important to me and what makes me feel whole inside. And I don't blame myself for not doing those things. People who are experiencing trauma and just living their life out the way that I suppose would be survival mode and acceptance mode for me is just what they know. It's the only world that I knew. And so for me, I am working through my identity. And my identity is to be more authentic, to not really care about who I am perceived to be, and I don't know who that is yet. I know that it involves being in nature. I know that it involves having a relationship with nature, and I know that it involves bringing nature to other people in meaningful ways, and maybe to heal in the way that I've been healed by nature so far. And it's a work in progress, and it's a relationship in progress too. So I'm working through that.